Okay, we're getting a late start this weekend. So the two of us are, jumping in here. I had a travel week, and what is it? Is it Sunday night?
It is Sunday night. It is Sunday night on Labor Day weekend. It's a holiday week.
Yeah. And I played a lot of hooky this week as far as the show goes, and Mashy did all the work.
It's about time I pulled my weight around here.
So we're gonna see how this goes, because in pre-show he's telling me all about the courses this week, which I really didn't have a chance to look at. I haven't even been in my sim. I was in my sim for 15 minutes this week, and I'll explain why it was 15 minutes. So we're just going to go with it.
And I, on the other hand, played through every course in the sim with people, except for 12 Oaks. I played 12 Oaks by myself. But it was fun. I had a good time playing all these courses.
Okay. And I keep on bouncing back and forth. You can tell by my background, I'm not at my house. I'm at our vacation house this weekend. So I'm paranoid that we're not recording. So I might flip back and forth between OBS on my single screen setup right here.
Don't show them the magic behind the curtain. Yeah. They're not allowed to see that.
Well, it's Steve messing with me in the background here. He's doing all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't give him a vacation, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. How are you? Welcome back. Welcome home. Hopefully life can return to normal for you next week after the holiday. So.
Yeah. Well, it's. I feel like my liver needs a vacation after a week in Vegas, and then after the day I had on Friday when I get back, which I'll talk a little bit about in the next segment.
If I remember correctly, you don't gamble, correct?
No, I don't. I gambled actually $20 that someone else gave me to put on a number on the roulette table. That was the only I bet I gambled. Yeah,
so I get it. You'll gamble with other people's money. You just don't gamble with your own money.
And I can honestly say I didn't really I had to go out of my way to do that. So I found a roulette table. Did you win? No, he
put it all in black.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about that in the next segment too, because it does tie into golf just a little bit. So,
okay, cool.
And I have a boring night. This is the only thing that's in our refrigerator here at the lake, which is just a Goose Island IPA. It's cold. It's in a can, and that's all I can say. So.
I'm in holiday mode. I did not go out and well, first I've got to go find a new liquor store, because my local liquor store that's real close to me is I'm already through all their bourbon. So
you tapped them out.
I tapped them out, yes. And so I need to. I have found a new liquor store. I shouldn't say I need to. I have found a new liquor store that is not far from here, and it's ginormous. I haven't been in it yet, but the thing is freaking huge and has a drive through and everything. And so I'm excited to go there and check it out. I just did not get a chance to get over there and do it this week. So I am drinking. We've talked about this in the past. It's from a distillery out in kind of more towards the western side of Colorado is Woody Creek. So this is the Woody Creek bourbon that we talked about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. So
you got a Woody.
I got a Woody.
Yeah.
There's the title of our show.
So maybe what we should do is, we're going to get our paycheck this month. It's September now. So towards the end of the month, we'll get our paycheck. We should both buy a bottle of bourbon and just ship it.
We should, and maybe what we should do is we should get some folks nominate. We should have some folks nominate, and then pick one, and we'll go from there. You guys let us know in Discord or let us know in the chat comments what you think we should get, and then we'll go get it, and then we'll try to do a vote or something.
My biggest problem though with getting is I'm in Pennsylvania, which is still state-run liquor. So no matter what liquor store I go to, it's almost always the same stuff. Are you allowed to do shipping of liquor through any of the online stuff? I think so, yes.
Okay, good. We'll do that. Then it'll show up at your front door and you don't have to drive around to find it.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll work. Cool.
Golf story. So the two that tie into my week for me was, if you recall, in my golf league, which is Tuesday nights, I was actually gone this week, so I had to get a sub. Yep. So we were in the quarterfinals. My sub came through, and so it's match play. He won his match. My partner, however, was not doing well and was not winning his match. And so the tiebreaker is strokes.
So wait a minute. You had a sub come in and play your match for you. Why can't you join the league and get a sub every week? I'm gonna have a scratch golfer come in every week.
But it's based on handicap still.
Oh, it's still based. Okay. Yeah, he's not playing with your handicap. He's playing with his handicap.
He plays with his handy, and it was a guy like it's a pretty. Let's face it, it is a beer league. Okay, 100% beer league.
Fair.
But the story and how this relates to my Vegas trip and the roulette table, which I was referring to, was their match came down to the very last hole because my sub had won his match and my partner was losing his match. So it was going to come down the stroke play. And essentially they were down one stroke going into like the last hole. So they had to gain a stroke. Okay. And the way it worked out, my partner, I think he said he was 40 yards off, hold for an eagle on the very last hole.
From 40, he holds out for eagle.
Yes. So how this relates back was, that was the 15th hole. He gave me $20 and he said, put it on 15.
You put it on the roulette wheel. I got it.
But it did not come on 15. It ended on 4, which is still kind of, weird. But anyway, yeah.
That's an awesome tie-in, though. I love the holing out from 40. My daughter did that in one of her tournaments this summer, and she, on a par 4, she holed out from 130. Now that was for par because her drive was in the junk, and then she had to chip it. She just chunked it. She just got it out of she got a club on it just to get it back to the fairway. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I love hole out. Hole out just so much. They don't happen enough.
They ended up winning by 2 strokes. Had he not done that, they probably would have ended up tying and gone into extra holes. So cool. Now
that's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. So we have our semis next week. Now Friday, then when I got back at 1:30 in the morning Thursday night. Oh, Friday morning I woke up and we had our there's a dozen of guys. We had one of our big outings. We call it the Invitational, and so we go to our local course and there's a big trophy involved, and I ended up winning that. But
look at you! You're like nothing but a winner.
But I shot an 88. Now it is handicap play. However,
that's fine. So you shot a net 88, right?
No.
Gross 88 and then handicap off that. Okay.
Handicap, and we play modified Miller Lite rules, which is every beer or drink you have is a stroke off your score.
Oh, how many did you drink on Friday?
13.
Oh no, my goodness. Oh my God. How are you still able to do the show on Sunday if you're 13 on Friday?
Well, and then we had our fantasy draft that night too, which I had to bail on early because I had such a bad headache. Because I essentially sobered up by the time that night came, and I was just my headache hit me at like 7 o'clock at night.
I don't know how you do it, man. I cannot drink alcohol and golf and have any success golfing. Like as soon as I start, we did our member guest earlier this summer. My buddy and I did our member guest, and we were playing really well. We were in second place after day one. Well, going into we were at 16T, and we're in second place as if we had known because we used an online app to put all the scores in, and we get on the tee, and it was like fireball shots. They're free. Sure, let's start doing fireball shots. So I have nothing to drink until 16T. By 18T, after 2 fireball shots on 16T, I'm like, and I slice the crap of my drive all the way to the right, and then I chunk anyway, and ended up getting a triple on the par 5 18th.
Well, you know what? My success was I didn't use my driver at all. I didn't hit driver once. Okay. And after 2 drinks, I was really good until about I hit like 9 or 10, and then things started falling apart. So,
it does fall apart eventually.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. I don't have a golf story, but I will tell you, I hope to have one next week. But because I'll prelude a little bit, there's an SGT guy that a lot of folks know. His name is PS Golfer, and he apparently, when he travels for his work, he plays golf. a lot of golf. And so like he's in town, he's here in Denver, and he is I wish I had this guy's schedule. I think he's got to go to work sometime this week. I think there's like a day of work in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I think if I'm getting it right, he shows up here in Colorado on I think it was today's Sunday, maybe got here on Friday. Okay. He's playing golf every day. And so like he sent me a message to Score today and said, "Hey, played Arrowhead yesterday. You need to redo the SGT version. It's pretty old looking." He's like, "Played Fossil Trace today. The SGT version is spot on. It looks great." And I'm playing with him and another guy who I've actually met in person. His name is CO Golfer. So I got PS Golfer and CO Golfer.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yep. So CO Golfer, PS Golfer, and I are playing Bear Dance on Tuesday. And PS Golfer and I are playing Green Valley Ranch, which I'm going to start working on soon, on Wednesday. So I've got a couple rounds of golf with some Discord guys coming up. So I'm excited.
Cool. Oh, geez, you're going to be busy.
I'll be busy. I'm taking Thursday, Friday off. Tuesday, Wednesday off just to have fun.
Cool. All right.
Yep. All right. Courses.
So let's move on to the Mashy show.
I did do my homework while you were gone, so I mean,
you did a lot of homework while I was gone.
So we had five courses release. I thought it was going to be 4, and we had a last minute with the 12 Oaks course from Run Putt Run, so 5, including that one. So Cape, go back real quick if you would. Cape, Breton, Highland Links, JG X-Rod. On that course. It was great course. Enjoyed that. Green Mountain Golf Club from New Sticks. Both of those guys have courses out. I mean, JG obviously. New Sticks, yeah. I think I didn't look how many he has. He's got a few out. Yep. Yeah. No, I don't think there's any blues. Is my point. Kill Spindy. I don't know if Grapple Farmer has more than one out. He does. I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Northern Twin Cities Golf Course for McGregor or McGruber. Matter of fact, on a very strange side note, my wife and I were watching TV last night, and I was flipping, and I happened to flip to, and I don't know, I didn't pick the channel, just happened to flip to a channel, and McGruber was on. And
wait. Is it McGruber is the Saturday Night Live spoof, right?
It is, and they made a movie out of the Saturday Night Live spoof of MacGyver. Yes.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
5 seconds, McGruber.
So my wife goes, "Is that a McGruber movie?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." So we watched a little bit of it.
Wow, that had to be bad.
It was so bad. Not McGregor is not. His course is great. So, but we like McGregor, McGruber, MacGyver. He's all one and the same guy.
Yeah.
And then so great for those 4. And then Run Putt dropped the club at 12 Oaks, which I had a really weird GSPro issue. My design PC upstairs, I downloaded it, no problem. I went downstairs to go play it, and my sim PC, it wouldn't show up on the list. I rebooted, restarted GSPro, did everything, and my sim it would not show up in the download list on my sim PC. Went back down the next day, and it was there. And I downloaded it fine and played it with no problem. So I don't know why it took so long to populate, but okay.
You know why? Because computers are weird.
They are weird.
Yeah.
They're weird.
They're
I
hard.
agree.
They're hard.
They're hard.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into some courses.
All right. So first one.
Cape Breton in Canada. Nova Scotia, Canada? Is that Igonish? Go Knishes. I don't know. Igonish. Nova Scotia, Canada. I think that is. Listen, I love this course. This course was so much fun to play. There was a point. It's not long. 6,500. It's not overly long. You tips guys and you guys in the ball speed and fitness channel, you guys are not going to like this course because, you got to leave your drive. You guys are going to leave your driver in the bag. Bob Chung, you leave your driver in the bag on this one because it's not an overly long course. But short hitters like me and enjoy it a lot because I can hit driver and still have short shots in from the back tees.
Or people like me, when I don't have to use driver, I'll enjoy the course.
Or people like you and don't. Yes, exactly. But I will tell you, there was a couple of times there's so much undulation in the fairways on this course and double tiered fairways and things like that I actually at one point was like, maybe his LiDAR and his satellite overlay were not lined up properly. And so I started flying around looking to see if maybe the fairway is really in the rough and the rough is really in the deep rough, and maybe it wasn't. It's just the way it is. It was a ton of fun. There was a couple of times you hit fairways on the top and it would roll all the way down. So we had a blast playing it, and I'm trying to think who I played it with. I can't remember, but we had a really good time playing it.
Now, I thought it was interesting looking at this description that it was built during the last years of the Great Depression as a federal make-work project. So what they did is they took people, gave them jobs to build something that no one can afford to play.
Pretty much. And they couldn't afford to build unless they came in during the war. They put people to work, right? Otherwise, the course wouldn't exist.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know about you, and I think you do. I know you pretty well now, but I saw the driving range here, and man, I just couldn't stop shooting for the targets. Now, I was a little mesmerized by them. I think I was a little bit, my eyes started hurting. I think I was hypnotized a little bit. I think he animated them. They were swirling when I was looking at them. And so, I think it caused me to hit some bad shots, but I've never seen targets like that before.
Now, to me, I saw two things. One is I saw like satellite dishes, and then the other thing I saw. Now, I didn't get to play this in the Sims, so if they're animated, I didn't get to see it. But this is the only thing I could think of was something that goes on my dog. So.
They were animated. They physically didn't spin. He should have spun them. He should have spun them, and then put a warning disclosure, like so seizures may happen for using this driving range or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the dog cone. I think it looks just like it. All right, first hole. We always like to show the tee shot the first hole we can. Really, really beautiful, pretty hole. Trees are great. I really, really loved the white trunks on those ashes or those birches on the left.
Yeah.
Yep. They were great. And again, we've talked in the past, it's hard to pull off white trunks and have it look natural. And those look good. And there's just enough of them sprinkled out that it doesn't look overdone. I thought the colors were all great. The hues were all great. The tee markers were great. And I love that they were turned so I could see them. And, my first thing he did on this hole, my first thing was go to the sign over there and look at not just the sign for the course, but the whole sign, but the course sign behind it, right? Kind of like the white and black one. And I got to tell you, I think they might have discussed this on Discord. I don't know. And hopefully he's going to fix this. But let me ask you, what's missing here? What's wrong here?
What's wrong here? I don't see a hole number on any of the signs.
Okay, fair. No whole number. Okay. What else is wrong?
What else is wrong? I mean, I see a cart path. I see a sign. It's welcome, and then we got.
I'm really testing you.
It's in French. Because in Nova Scotia, it's close to Quebec, I guess.
It should be French. Yeah, I agree.
Ben Franey, is that like something to do?
You're getting warm. You're getting warm.
Ben Franey.
We'll do the old warm-cold game.
Okay, so it's something to do with that sign in the foreground I'm looking at?
You're hot. You're absolutely hot.
412, par 4.
You're overthinking it.
Okay, you got me. What am I missing here?
Look at the mini-map and look at the picture of the hole.
Oh, well, okay.
They don't match.
Yeah.
And every single hole that I played, my eye first went to here. I don't know why. It just went to the sign to go look at the hole, but it didn't match the hole on any of them.
I don't think a lot of people do that. Do most people have the sign?
Yeah. Matter of fact, you can actually just go to the mini map and get a screenshot from the mini map and drop it into Photoshop and put the actual hole on there.
Right.
And I think they discussed, and I actually believe he's in the works of going back and doing it. I will tell you, it doesn't detract from the course at all. And I know I'm nitpicking. I'm having a little fun. But I will tell you, like, I did every time I was on the tee box. Again, I'm in a 16-foot screen.
Is every single one the same shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, the par threes aren't. The par threes are different pictures, the par threes, but they're not representative of the par three. So I looked, there's one, and I don't know if I've screenshot out, but there's one I looked at it and I was like, oh, I don't want to chunk it and be short and hit the cart path, because the sign said there was a cart path going in front of the par three. There is no cart path going in front of the par three.
I appreciate is the dark cart paths. These aren't too white.
I know you do. I figured you'd like that. Yeah. Agreed.
That's my thing. Oh, there it is.
Here it is. Here's the par three. Yeah, here's an example. Look at this par three right here. There's water all the way in the front, and there's no cart path. The signs didn't match. So I'm just nitpicking. I'm just nitpicking, but I thought it was funny.
So it's like Loken or Locken? Is that like the name of a hole, I guess?
Yeah, each hole has a different name. I love that.
Okay.
And I love that he captured it on each of the signs.
Okay. That's some crazy fencing he's got going on back there too.
It is some crazy fencing. It's moving. Yeah. For me, the fun thing about this course was so many of the holes had false fronts. And I learned the hard way. Can't wait for when GSPro has a feature where, and I know I think they said they're coming, where you can actually like go through to look at this kind of stuff. But I didn't know there was false fronts in a couple. I landed a couple balls short, and I'm like, oh wow, why'd that roll back so much? Then you get up there and you're like, oh crap, there's like a 30-yard or 10-yard or 15-yard up, right?
Yeah. You don't have the native knowledge to know avoid the front of the green.
Exactly. So I loved. I thought it was. I loved the course. It was fun. So you had to get the ball back there, right? That was a lot of fun. But what I did find, and JG, I really, really encourage you to do this if you haven't already. Double check your pin placements, man, because I had several shots land right next to the hole and roll back, and I tend to put a lot of spin on my short shots.
And you only play on you play like 11 stimps, so it's not like you were crazy aggressive, right?
Yeah, they were 11 stimp, correct. They weren't crazy aggressive, but on this one, as a matter of fact, I hit it up there right of the hole a little bit in that yellow section, and it rolled all the way down off the green and down the where my is there.
Yeah,
and
so
I went.
Yep.
And so I went and looked at some other holes just to double check, and so like here's one where you can kind of see where some of the pin placements are deep in the red on the different holes. I think these were Thursday pins. So some of these were 18 just got me. I had 4 chips that rolled all the way off and back down again because I couldn't stop it.
Now, this shader though, that's showing the high parts of the green, but that's different than what you get in Greenkeeper, which shows slope. Right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. These are the higher parts of the green. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not suggesting that the red pin on the lower right is going to roll all the way off the green.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they were pretty steep.
Yeah. No. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Well, and you got to think this is going from. Some of these are going like from here to go to blue. There's this pretty steep right in here.
There's a pretty steep drop off from there to blue. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Again, look how gorgeous the hole is. The trees, the hue, the colors all match great. The 3DG looked really, really good. I just thought overall it looked great. One thing to watch out, and I put this one in specifically for you, JG. It's on 14. Your deep rough extends out way far. You can see where my ball is right there on the bottom of the screen there, and I'm in the deep rough, but the ball looks like it's in the rough. So. And from 160, you have to change your clubs a bit. So I'd love to see the grasses on the right extend out toward the deep rough ends as a better indicator.
Yeah, maybe that could be a feature request. I mean, I think it'd be somehow change if you have one spline, somehow change an area for it to be a different physics without having to respline another one. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that this was one spline from the cart path out. Maybe somehow I don't know how you like. That's
the only way I could think to fix it was to go back into Blender, right?
Yeah.
To set the deep rough spline, separate out the part that's not being truly deep rough.
Yeah.
Join it with the rough, and then you now can have a rough collider going out to where the grasses are.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's very doable on a single spline. It's hard to do for the whole course, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I did have a feature request now that I think about it. I'll put it in when we get there later. So anyway, great assets. Love the clubhouse, love the cars, love the carts, love everything. Great. It was just a ton of fun and the course was a ton of fun to play. Like I said, watch the pin placements on a couple of spots. They were a little bit close to the edge and a little bit close to the slope. But other than that, just a fun ass course to play. I loved it.
Cool. I'm gonna have to put that on my list.
It is on. You should. I want to do that one with you. There's some fun approach shots. Let's do that together.
All right.
All right. Now we go to from where were we? We were in Montreal. Where were we? We were in Canada.
We were in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Now we're going to head a little south to Michigan.
I don't know. Is it Michigan? I think Nova Scotia is like pretty far, like
actually,
east, right? Nope.
I think you're right. I think it's almost going west.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Michigan could possibly even be more north, depending what part of Michigan this is. But
fair. Yeah. Actually, that's a very good point. You might have to go north and west to get there from Nova Scotia. Yeah. That's actually a very fair point. So
whenever I see this, when I saw this course, I think Green Acres. You know, the Green Acres is the place.
I had that song stuck in my head every time the slide comes up. Like Green Acres. Yeah, I 100% agree. And I still really wish we get these scorecards somehow into GSPro. Like, I really want to hit the scorecard button and be able to see this info in the scorecard, you know?
You know, and these are maybe that's our next feature request. These are not that big of files, right? They're low res.
They're in every single folder.
Right. I'm wondering if there would be a way, because the only way though you can see the scorecard though is if you download the course, because it's in the folder. It would Cook would need to add like another field to the XML pointing to like this file, something that you could click like as you're browsing, get a look at a scorecard for a course on demand.
I'd be okay if we started with the ability of I'm playing the course, but I want to go look at the holes that are coming down and get a little more detail about the elevation, the different, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I don't know. I guess the information's there. I can always look and say, hey, I'm coming. Hole number 14 is going to be 317.
Yeah,
it's the same info, but I don't know. But yeah, I think this is a great asset. I'd love to see it in GSPro more.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been capitalized on for sure.
Matter of fact, reading through the description real quick, this opened in 73, which I think, if I remember correctly, was the year that Green Acres TV show started. So maybe they're tied together. Maybe they
you might be right.
Maybe they filmed it on this set here. Maybe this was actually the original set for Green Acres and they turned it into a golf course afterwards.
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
That was me. All right. So really, really nice course. Again, first hole, vert painting on the tee box. And nice assets, nice trees. Overall, good feel of the course. Dark cart path for you, so you should like that.
I like. Is this standard lighting?
It's standard lighting and it's standard skybox too.
Yeah, I also see some the sun shafts actually look pretty decent right now. So cool.
Yep, agreed. And I liked it. And I liked custom tee markers, custom flags, custom signs. Like he went all out. He did everything on this. It looked really, really good.
Yeah. I like the colors.
And then I turned. You can see my ball right there.
Oh my god! There's so much going on here.
There's so much going on here. The putting green, the flowers, the benches, the clubhouse. Like it looks like an active club. All we're missing are people walking around. You know?
Yeah.
That's like cool. It's really well done. And I also really liked. And I'm guilty of this too. It's easy to put divots in with vert paint. Your divots in where you're hitting the ball.
Yeah.
He made it worn out, which I liked, right? He just made a worn out look in there, which is what it looks like. It's worn out. People have been walking on it all day.
And what? There's a Pepsi truck in the parking lot there?
Pepsi truck in the parking lot. You may be getting a letter from Pepsi pretty soon, but that's okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting a takedown notice because of the damn delivery truck you put in the parking lot?
Imagine Pepsi saying, take the course down.
God, shoot me now.
By the way, I don't think Target Golf ever came down from our last episode.
No, it didn't. And I think so. Initially, we said, hey, it had a takedown notice, and then our Dyer, basically ATP was back to our Dyer, and I think the initial thought was, hey, you're going to have to get rid of the Vegas skyline, and our Dyer said, no, I'm not doing that.
Right?
No, I'm not putting 100 hours in just to do another city.
Yep.
And then I think ATP said, hey, let's just change the targets. So I don't know if you've looked recently, there was an update and the targets are now different.
Yep.
And I think the idea is they're going to put that on there, and then they're going to, it's kind of like,
wait and see if they try to take it down
again. I reached out
again.
to him, I think today, or I think I was chatting with him yesterday. And yes, it's a wait and see at this point to see what happens. So it is a day-to-day thing. We could have breaking news any minute on
it. Steve will interrupt us and let us know if we get a last minute takedown notice.
Exactly. But yeah, this is cool. I like this the detail here.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Really well done. I like the vert painting in the middle of the fairway, the worn out spots where the balls tend to land. There's some divots in there as well. It just nice touches. And I would love, again, we seem to be
Is this a
like
V3 course? No, it can't be.
No, it's a V4. It's a V4 course.
Okay. I didn't see blends in there. Okay.
we tend to be sprinkling feature requests throughout the show, it seems like today, versus at the end that we normally do. I want to figure out a way that I could do vert paint one fairway, then have it copy that across all the fairways or something, versus me having to do it on every single fairway individually. But that's me being lazy. So
yeah, but you can kind of do that using Blender, because you can in Blender you can do different colors, and you can set the percentages in there. So you could kind of do that.
And then when it comes into Unity, it's going to already be vert painted based for you to some degree. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. So I thought this was really cool, and it goes back to the detail conversation we were talking about earlier. Look at the corn. First off, I think the corn asset looks great. I don't know where we got the corn asset from. I haven't seen that asset.
I
myself.
know exactly which asset that is. That was something. Believe it or not, the first course I did, I found that asset, and I believe I had posted it in one of the asset rooms.
I think it might be on there. Yeah.
Yep. It looks like the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
And I've never done a course with corn on it before, so I've never used that asset. So I didn't. When I saw it, I'm like, I didn't recognize it, and I think it's a great looking asset. And it got me thinking. I was like, man, if you look towards the trees back there, there's a lot of freaking corn. It's a big cornfield back there, Yeah,
and I think that is a good one, because I think it's a 2D image rather than a 3D.
Even better, yeah. So I zoomed up. I flew up to go look at this, and look, he even planted them. I mean, I think this guy was a farmer at heart, right? He planted them in rows. Really, really well done. I mean, it looks great. It looks like a corn farm, or like I would imagine a corn farm to look like. I've been in them once in my youth, but not recently. So I think it looked cool. It looked great.
Yeah, like the look.
It's a lot of work too. And then more details like grain. I mean, if you can't have corn on your farm, if you're not gonna have a grain silo out there, so that makes sense to me. I think those are grain silos. I didn't go look them up in real life to see, but
I moused through this course. I tell you, I was impressed. He had like these trucks and farms throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And definitely gave you a different vibe for sure.
Well, and if you look over to the left of the grain farm, you can see off the distance, there's more trucks and there's some farm equipment, and there may even be a combine over there. I mean, he put a ton of detail. It feels like it's a course that's in amongst the farming community, which I love.
Digging from this angle, his shading in his bunkers too looks good.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. Now, again, detail is about detail, and God, that's a really obvious statement, I know. But what I mean by that is, I am guilty of this. I put about 10 cars on a road, and I've animated those cars and let them go, and stuck a car noise on it. Oh no, not this guy, not Newsticks. He went and put individual car sounds that were unique to the car. Yes, we listen for this stuff. And truck sounds. So every time a car went by you, it sounded unique. And so you weren't getting the same car sound each time.
Yeah, I remember doing a course with cars, and I just found traffic music, or not music, but
It
traffic
just put it in the
soundbite.
back. I did too,
Yeah,
and let
yeah,
traffic
yeah,
go in the background, the car would go
yeah.
by. No, yeah, I mean that was really well done. It was like the details great.
Nice.
All right, so now we're on 13. We've worked our way through the course.
And there's a big billboard out there. It's got to be real
There's a
estate.
big billboard out there, and I got a 4K setup.
It's the guy that paid for the course, right?
It is. It's the guy who paid for the course. The guy who had the back in the public works day got
Yeah.
the course.
Yeah.
So of course we had to go zoom in and look at the billboard and see what's on there, and it's an homage or a kind of a shout out to this guy Mike Croucher. And 3-time club champion, 2-time high school. I mean, I looked him up. Looks like a pretty good golfer at one point. I mean, I don't know if he still is or not, but like, man, he's got a lot of really great accomplishments as a golfer. 36-year all-time record holder. I mean, that's awesome.
You know what this reminds me of is when you go into, like, I'm not a long time golfer, but you go into clubhouses and they have like on the wall the studs who have played the course.
They do. They
and
do.
It's like, this is like a way. This is cool because this is the way you could put like an homage to those people that have played and like are to that course, because you can't go in the clubhouse here, obviously, right?
Yeah, I love it. I assume New Sticks and knows Mike some way or shape or form, obviously. You know what I mean? So, but no, I think it's a great shout out. And listen, I want to play golf with this guy.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
So great course, love it. All right. No, God, I'm doing all the talking in this show. Usually you do all the talking. I just chime in with color. So
I'm enjoying this. I'm just like I'm on my third beer at this point, so it's all good. I keep on going back over the fridge and grabbing another one, and by the time I get back, I'm ready to advance slides.
Maybe we need a beer counter that dings like so. Let's start with the 17 beers you had on Friday at your round, plus the ones here. All right, so Northern Twin Cities Golf Course. This is in Minnesota. Man, we have a northern theme.
Yes, that's what it is. I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out what our theme was this week, and I think it is
It's a northern theme.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe it's no, I think with this one, and maybe the last one with the Pepsi truck, and this one, maybe a lot of the courses we're trying to figure out how far we can push the trademark.
Trademark or bust. Yeah, this one pushes it a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, this is a course that is hosts, I should say, the 3M Open, which I believe I'm going to get this wrong. I should have researched it before the show. I think it's a Champions Tour event, or is it PGA Tour? PGA Tour.
Is it PGA?
No, it's Champions. It's Champions. It's Champions. Yeah. It's Champions Tour. And it was on, I think it was 3 weeks ago or so. 3 or 4 weeks ago is when it was held. It was recent. I think this just missed it. Like I think this just released this week, so we missed it by a couple weeks to play it in the SGT. But anyway, great course, long course, 7,200, lots of water on this course. You'll see that in a second. Great disbursement of tees, and this course has Master Blaster written all over it. Wide open fairways, no hazards anywhere.
Yeah, I'm sensing a little sarcasm there.
And it's super short, so you just leave your driver in the bag. It's no problem at all. So pretty wide open driving range, nothing special here. We just like to show it. It's a short driving range, though. By the way, it's 248 to the end of the driving range. So again, you could. Not that it matters in sim golf, but you could hit through the fairway, hit through the driving range.
Boom. Yes.
Boom. All right. First hole.
And let's just get all the trademarks out there. FedEx on the left, 3M right down the middle here.
Yeah, and like, listen, I'm gonna say I'm a little surprised. Like, given all the takedowns that have happened recently with trademark stuff, I think the approach of let's throw it out there and wait to get taken down is cool. Like, maybe no one will care. Which I hope. Now, he did tweak some stuff. So this is not the 3M Open. This is the 3M closed.
It just makes it sound like everyone that all the engineers at 3M are getting laid off. Sorry guys, 3M's closed.
3M is done. They're shutting down, and it's not the FedEx Cup.
It's the
It's the
FedEx
FedEx
Bowl.
Bowl.
That's not how trademarks work. It's still 3M. It's still FedEx. Come on. All right. Okay.
I
think
love the. I love.
But
I
I'll
love
be
they
honest
tried
though,
though.
like so far, I don't think anyone's got a takedown notice because of logos in the game. It's been more like names of the course, right?
Yes, I agree.
So
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Yeah,
fine. We like to have fun with this, so.
The only one that I'd be a little nervous about is, and I got, you'll see in some other screenshots. There's a little, I've zoomed in a little bit more on it. If you look to the left where the FedEx Bowl logo is, to the left of it is a PGA logo.
Oh,
that may cause that one may cause it.
And the PGA, not only that, but like FedEx is the major sponsor of the PGA.
Yeah. So I hope it does, and I'm crossing fingers for you. I love that you put it out there. The course looked great. You can see our colors here. I did run into a few things. We have a few suggestions for you on the course, especially a course of this caliber that is, expected to be played at some level on the SGT tour, right? Like this is a Champions Tour stop. And I don't think we have a Champions Tour. If we do, I should be on it. But but again, I think this course should get some tour play, and so we have some suggestions for you.
Yeah. Now I'm going to say something right here that I really like, and I'm probably going to end up using this at some point. Is I love how he put this like sandy layer around the outside here.
Yep.
I like that. So I'm going to copy it.
And one thing also, if you notice, right in the middle of the water, but it's hard to see. I didn't zoom in on it. I've got it in a different spot. If you see that little, it's like a logo or something, 3D image that's right in the middle of the water. Nope, left, right, there, down, right, to the right, to the right there. Yeah, right there. That's actually like words. That's like FedEx Bowl or FedEx Cup, like in the water.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't get close enough to see
it looks like a reflection from here.
I think those are the words. I could be wrong on that one. There are, and I'll show you some on some other holes that we have that are very similar.
All right.
So, all right, next slide. All right. So, I would love it if you do an update to this course. If you tone your 3DG down a little bit. The tips and the stems were really bright compared to the floor and the base of the grass. And if you go to the next screenshot, I kind of got it up close here. You'll see it gives you a very fluorescent look on your 3DG, and you can see that
you can really see it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you get up against from certain angles, and I saw this actually when I was chipping onto the green, the next screenshot, you'll end up seeing the triangles where you've got the color of the floor and the triangles. And so that's generally colorization being off.
I was going to say, if he really does like that light color, at least do two textures and then make one darker, and then it'll help get rid of the triangles a little bit.
Yep. So I do think you could do some tweaking on the 3DG just to tighten that up a little bit and give it that natural flow from the ground all the way through the tip of the grass and not have that such variation between the two. Overall, like this was a really, really beautiful. I was looking at those bunkers going, holy crap, look at the size of the bunkers. And I took this as just kind of a panoramic view of, you see some stadiums in the back and you see the big giant bunkers and the narrow ass landing area on the fairway there. I mean, I think at one point between the bunker and the rough, there was about 3-yard narrow landing area. So, pretty cool hole.
Yeah, there's another good shot of what I was talking about with the water having that little. It's almost like it's the water level has receded and things are a little dry, and it gives it more of it's a cool looking look to me.
Yeah, my guess is that's the water base, and he just lowered the water down a little bit, and he got it a really great color. And the water's receded a little bit, and you got I love it. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and the only way you're going to get that precise is if he used RAM to dig that out and got it perfect. And then I'm torn. I could go either way on this, whether I'd wanted a little bit more shadowing in the bunkers. The thing is, I finally went, I think it was last fall, I went to probably one of the more pristine golf courses I had ever been at, and the sand was like blindingly white and perfect.
Yep.
So here, if it's tour time, then I'm guessing it could be.
Yep.
If not, I'd like to see some maybe like wet areas in here. But I could
Yep.
I
Agree.
could go either way.
Yep. I agree. I think it depends on the look he was going forward and the conditions. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so one other area, again, I thought this looked really nice. Again, we've already talked about the 3DG being a little bright. The water, again, I'm going on the assumption of this is a tour course. They painted the water. The water is that blue, that really pretty blue that
they might have
painted
dyed
it.
it for the course.
Exactly, to make it that really, deep. I think overall it looks really good. I do have a suggestion though around the houses. Like again, the base pack houses are pretty nice if you don't want to buy assets, no problem there. These houses are just fine. Except they're a little monopoly looking for me. But that's okay. You can use them. No one's going to really care. You're not playing the houses, right?
Yeah.
Doctor them up a little bit. Like put some shrubbery. And if you go to the next slide, I think I got a close up of this.
Well, I think and then I just noticed that the only tees that had the 3M are the back ones. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I played this course twice. It was really weird. I played this course twice. I played it once from the back, and I saw all the 3M tees and everything. Then I played it once with Pac-Man, and we played it, I think, from the blues. And I was like, is it the same course? Because all the logoing is gone. It's all on the backside. You don't see it unless you play except for the stadiums.
Well, I guess if you're gonna, if you don't play the tips, you're not a pro, right?
I guess so. He's right. Here is my point. Yeah, I'd love to see some shrubs, some bushes, or just something in front of those houses, just to kind of like blend them a little bit better than just sticking the houses on top of the terrain.
Well, I think those people are very fortunate because they were able to buy that small shotgun ranch house, and then the golf course was obviously built years later, and now their real estate prices have skyrocketed.
I was going to say, and I thought you and I were going different directions. I thought you were going to say they're very lucky because they have no lawn maintenance or anything to do ever. They just literally.
I'm just surprised that no one has sold their house and no one else has come down and tore it down and built a mansion.
Oh, that's what I want. I want for sale signs so I can stick for sale signs on houses along my courses.
It looks like. Oh, so I must be looking backwards. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I teeing right into the front of that?
No, you're
house?
looking backwards. I turned around. You're looking backwards. That's a hard shot. So I wanted to show. We talked about it earlier. There's water on this course. That's an understatement. Saying there's water on this course is an understatement. And so you will see if we go through a couple of these. Like I just grabbed random holes. Almost every single hole. I think 13 or 14 holes have water in play, and not just like, oh, you got to carry it 150 yards past the water in front of the tee. Most of them were on approach shots. Look at that one. Yeah. That one, that was 18, if I remember correctly. I think that's 18.
That's an evil pin right there.
That pin is right against. Yeah, exactly. So, every hole has got water right up against it. So what I did do was I flew all the way up to get a look at the course, and no one's going to do this in GSPro. Like I flew all the way up to go look at it. And because I'm so far up, the reflections are doing some weird things. So bear with me here. All of the yellow, orangish, tannish kind of color is water. Those are the lakes. Okay. And I lost count at 18 and I was still counting. Like every single hole has a lake in front of it or around it. It's crazy.
And there's some silly looking bunkers too. I mean, these bunkers over here have like 8, 9, 10 island greens, like
with and he had grasses on them, and exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Really cool course. Vary your trees a little bit. Yeah, I felt you had a little bit of too many of the same tree in a row there. I'd love to see you vary the trees up a little bit. It may be like that in real life. I just so you know, it looked kind of same as there.
Okay.
And then I really wanted to show some of the stand work and the work they did. So this is 17, And what I did was, this is coming up, it's par 3, I guess it is, over the water there. And then you can see the stands in the background. You can see it looks great. It looks like I felt like it reminded me a lot of what's the Arizona course that Run did.
The one that we can't, like, the Golf Club of
Yeah,
Arizona or something like that.
There's a sister course with a new name, and I just can't remember what the name is, but
Scottsdale Golf Club.
It's not Scottsdale, maybe Arizona Golf Club or something like that. It reminded me a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of 17 at Warwick Hills with all the stadium stuff there. So it was really fun. And I liked it. Now, what I did do is I turned right about 45 degrees. The next screenshot, like, this is beautiful. Like, and there is, that's a FedEx Cup.
That's a FedEx Cup, people. Yeah.
I thought it's a FedEx Bowl. Uh-oh. Takedown notice. Here we come. I shouldn't joke about that. I'm sorry. Knock on wood. No one cares. It was cool, though. It was really nice. It felt like I was playing a tournament course. And then 18, a couple more screenshots. This is coming up 18. And again, it's their version of a stadium course where you come up 18 and it's surrounded by, this is to the left, and you can see I thought the ball was great. Again, I trademarking doesn't mean changing 3M open to 3M closed. I think the 3M logo is what's trademarked, but that's okay. We'll let it go and see what happens. And then this was hysterical. So this is the 3M closed disc that's in the water, and it's brilliant. He's got motion on it. It's animated. So the disc is moving around the lake, okay, like it's floating. Now, I will say it moves with the speed of a speedboat. Okay, it moves pretty freaking fast.
Oh, it's moving quick.
It's moving quick. So Pac-Man and I, when we played this together, we had our approach shots to the green, and we were both inside 100 yards to the green. And we both stopped playing the game and started chipping to the moving disc to see if it had a collider on it. And we sat there for 15 minutes just hitting balls into the collider. We never hit it because it was moving too fast. You had to anticipate too far. But if anybody hits it, let us know there's a collider on that thing. So I think that'd be awesome.
I think that's a new feature request. That's the new GSPro skills challenge.
I like that. A moving disc with a skills challenge on it. Yep. So anyway, really, really good course.
All right. So here's one that I got to look at. So I took a look at this one yesterday because it's a run pud run course, right? And it is a Jack Nicklaus. Yeah. Now, I'm going to say something right now. I think it would be better if you just run these through Chat GPT and you add a little bit. Because to me, when I went through this course, your sand traps were so pristine that the local kids were building sand castles on them. And as far as the water hazards go, the ducks there are so good that they give golf lessons on the side. I'm just saying.
ChatGPT is so good. I love it. And the world's afraid of AI.
Yeah. Now, I will say, when I went into Chat GPT, I said, hey, I want you to give me a highly inappropriate description of the club at 12 Oaks in Holly Spring, North Carolina. And it said, no, I will not do that. It can't be inappropriate. I will not do inappropriate. So I had to tone it down a little bit. And that's what
really?
Yes. Yep.
Interesting.
Now, so firing this guy up. So first tee box here. I just want to say these run pud run, you win for the biggest tee markers I have yet to see. Now, and the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, because frankly, if you build these and you exaggerate them a lot or a little bit, whatever you want to do so people can see them, that's fine. But I'm going to have a little fun with that. So here they are. And they're
gorgeous, by the way.
They're gorgeous. They're pretty, they're cool. I like they're very elegant. I like how the borders are different, but they reminded me of something. And I thought, hey, I want to get a belt made out of one of these that I can wear when I go golfing. I'm going to strut around with this big tee marker on my stomach. Or
I want to see you take a drive with that belt on. There's no way you swing your club with that belt.
After 12 beers, I could hit anything.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep.
And what I also thought, when you have a shotgun start, you could also just hit that thing with a gong and tell everybody, "Hey, let's go. Let's play some golf." You know. So I run Pud Run. I'm having some fun with you. It's all
I'm
good.
curious, would each tee box color have a different sound gong, so you'd know if it was a gold or it was a
Hey, you
green?
can
I
even
like
maybe
that.
make some music out of it. You could run back and forth between like the whites and the golds and the greens and play like a little like tune or something. You
Dude, I need all the energy I can just to hit the ball. I don't need to be running back and forth between tee boxes.
Or you get your friends up there. You know, you kind of like the chimes that you play around Christmas. You
Yeah,
ring the
yeah,
bells.
yeah.
Kind
I
of
like that.
set the
Yeah,
little coordination, right? Hit
or
them
you're
with your
playing with a
golf club.
foursome. You're playing with a foursome, so you get each person on a different tee, and you can actually have a whole. Yeah, like
Hmm.
it's like bells. Like you could
Yeah.
do like the bell choir.
Yep.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I like it.
Now, the second thing I'm
This
going to
is
say about this course is this is not my kind of course at all.
this is the tightest shoot I think I've ever played in sim
Dude,
golf.
they're
Holy
all like
crap!
this. Not only is it a tight shoot, but look at the freaking mini map. 50% of that freaking course is hazard. I'm not playing this. Like I'll play it in
No,
sim. I'll play it in sim, but there's no way in hell I'm visiting this in real life. There's
oh,
no
I can't wait to. I want to play this in real life so bad. I can't
no.
wait to get out there. I want to play
Mm-mm,
a 3-wood with a little cut out there to the right, put
no.
it in the fairway. Yep.
Yeah, you know, if I go play this course, I'm going to play it like Frogger, which is basically means I'm going to take my sand wedge out and I'm going to chip the thing 100 yards at a time down because otherwise I'm just going to lose like all my golf balls. So I'm going to play it like Frogger. That's what I decided. Um, Now here is a good example. Now these houses that are over here, they're not as vanilla as the ones we were looking at earlier, but he did a good job of like putting the fencing out there, which just gave it like looking
Yep.
out there. They aren't like they don't look extremely plain. They look good. Now I'm up in the air, which makes them look a lot worse. Down low, the fences kind of make it look like there's a lot going on over there, which is
Right.
good,
Right.
right? And I just
What
also go
what
ahead.
houses are those? Do you think? I did Run make houses in the house builder? I have not seen those
No,
houses before.
I think they don't look familiar because it's the back of the houses. I think if you go around the other side and look at the front, I think they look more
Okay.
familiar. But he actually put like the back facing houses. You know, I think I I don't know which ones they are, but they do look familiar to me. Now,
Wait, you're supposed to put the back of the house facing the course because that's what real life is.
yes, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
he
love
did.
it. Yeah.
Yep. And there's just so many like, well, let me show you here, like water. Like
Yeah, everywhere.
he did a really good job of like there's so many seams in here, like there's a seam underneath this bridge, there's a seam like connecting a lot of these together, and he did a good job of hiding that. Now of course, a designer, I can tell where these are all at, but I'm going out and looking for them. But the vegetation to me looked really good,
Yep.
and overall I just think it was really really well done between that and the houses. The one thing I did find, and Run, this is the only spot that I found these, and it's I don't think it's worth going back and fixing. But your outer was actually sticking up. Your
Yep.
outer train was sticking up here.
Yep.
It might have been popping up in a cutout. Now the golf ball, if it went down here, it's probably not a big deal to hit it. But I went out to his outer, and he only dropped his outer terrain maybe like a meter or two. So
Interesting.
he could probably drop that another meter, 2 meters more, and you wouldn't tell the difference because it's the outer, it's way on the outside to
Yep.
get rid of that. But again, not a big deal. I just have to find stuff because that's what I do, right? And
Or he literally, if he truly is using an outer terrain, he can just click on the outer and click on the lower and just lower that spot. One click, and it
oh
will
yeah,
drop a.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean he could actually use tools and yeah, paint it, yeah,
Yeah.
lower down. And then I just want to note here, look, but literally, I'm kidding you not, 2/3 of this hole is hazard.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all good though.
I played this one in the sim, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't wasn't my best round, I will tell you, because there's a lot of hazard out there. Now I will say the one thing I do like about the course is for mere mortals who are driving 250, 260, the landing areas are pretty wide on the drive. Okay. The approach shots coming in are very narrow because next to every green is a hazard or not a bounds.
Well,
So
yeah. I
like
mean,
it,
look at this and that pin placement right there. I mean, that pin's got to
yep.
be 20 yards from the hazard.
I hit one. I can't remember which one it was, on which hole it was, and I had like a 160-yard approach shot. And I was like, I'll take a little extra club so I don't come up short. And I landed just in the backside of the green, not realizing there's a bulkhead back there and then water behind it, and I drop into the water for penalty, you know?
Now, one thing I did remember up this course, he has a ton of vegetation. He's got some really dense trees on there. So I think what he had to do is he moved his billboards in pretty close. So I did notice that things were billboarding earlier, but I think he had to do it to kind of get his vegetation as dense as he wanted. But, you know.
I did see, Ron, real quick, I did see on Facebook, our favorite place in the world to be, somebody was complaining that their 3060 was struggling on this course at 4K Ultra. So you need to go back and rework it.
Yeah, you need to, yeah. My God. Okay. So we don't have, well, we've been mentioning a lot of feature requests earlier in the show.
I have one.
But, oh yeah, so what was it?
So here's what I am going to bring a feature request forward to the Magician.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I would love to figure out. And this is coming from my last couple of courses I run into. I would love to figure out a way that we can lower. I love the pot bunker tool in Blender. I like the ability to flatten out the base and put a pot wall up around the side. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is when you flatten the base, it flattens the whole thing equally across. What I would love to figure out is there a way that you can, I don't know if you designate it, I don't know how you would do it, but like the deep rough side stays put and it flattens to the lowest point on the side closest to the hole so that the pot wall is against the hole side, but the back side of the bunker is kind of a smooth transition up against whatever's going to be there versus dropping the whole thing down and having a 6-inch drop on the back side and a 12-inch drop on the front side. You know what I mean?
Now, I know that you can do that by hand.
Right, but when you have exactly. I would love to automate it. Yes.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So you would essentially want to do is if you could like, hey, I want to pick the lowest side of the bunker and make it flat from that side. Yes.
Yeah, or I want to pick the side that doesn't lower and say, leave this where it is, and then from that point, flatten it down so that if I chose the back side of the bunker, the front side, which is next to the green side part, that's been lowered, and the green side has the nice pot wall against it, but the back side is flush up against the rough or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So the ball would roll in from the rough, not fall over a 6-inch drop.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. And
see what I'm saying? So
and know what else I think we need with our bunkers is when we do a pot bunker, what's happening is, and I think I saw someone complaining about this, is the ball can often get stuck in that corner between the pot bunker wall and the bottom. I'd love to be able to put almost like a little incline that it moves it maybe a foot or two away from the wall. Still
just to roll it away from the wall a little bit so you're not stuck right in that corner where the pot wall. Now, I will say, I think I was able to solve that on Metalist because in the V4 bunker blender tools, you can specify the angle of the wall.
That's the wall, though, does it? But then there's still an angle between like the wall and the bottom, right?
But it's less severe. When I made my wall 60 degrees, so I made my wall a 60 degree. He and I were chatting originally, and he's like, put it at 80, and I put it at 80, and the ball started getting stuck right there between the ball. When I put it at 60, I get more roll off. But here exactly, it's not quite enough, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff, like for us people that understand Blender, we can work around that, but.
Yeah, but we should call out here, since we don't have any formal feature requests this week, there's some great stuff that they have brought forward into the game, and we want to take a few minutes and call that out.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Now, I didn't get to load the new beta this week, but you did.
Yep, I did.
And there's a ton of stuff in there.
Yep. So in the new beta, inner OB is now white, which
That's
doesn't
cool.
sound like a big deal.
It
It's a
is.
big deal.
I like that.
I do too. It's a really great to know when you're on the tee that that's not that red you see is not. It's white. It's OB. So it's good to know.
That's awesome.
So that was a big one. The zoom in and out on the mini map works so well. So now if you've got a big dog leg right or dog leg left, and the mini map doesn't show you the aim point,
What are the
you can
shortcuts?
zoom out.
Is that Q and W for that?
Q and W. Yep. Q and W. Yep.
Awesome.
So that works really well. And there's a new aiming thing on the mini map. In the past, you would click on the mini map and GSPro would recenter you based on where you clicked on the mini map. Now you can choose the mini map and it will show you an aim line on the mini map and then a secondary aim line for your second shot on the mini map. It's smooth as can be. It works really, really well. And they're great quality of life. And I would say even better game functionality that they're adding in. So those are great new features coming. And then there's a couple more that are coming in the new base pack.
The base pack, we have the T marker width, which is huge for you.
That's
and
huge. I need that. Yep.
You need that for medalists. And then there were a few other things in there in his release notes. I actually have to go back because I actually just downloaded 9.1 today, and I need to port Kapalua over to it.
Yep, got it. Did he release the final the new base pack? Yeah, okay, got it.
And for people that it doesn't get posted to Discord anymore. It just gets posted to the GSPro share drive, and when you enroll in the tools, you get access to that share. So you just go into your Google Drive, you go into Shared with Me, and there's an OPCD folder, and that's where all the stuff resides.
It's great. It works well.
Yep, it works well, except that people aren't used to that, so there's confusion. But eventually, everyone will adjust, right?
Agreed. Cool. We have some posts of the week.
We do. And I think going into tonight, I was like, there weren't a few. And then I kind of went searching and I did find a couple. Now,
there were a couple. They weren't as bad as they have been in the past.
Yeah. Now, I had to dig into some comments, honestly, to find one. and the one comment I had, which is, I love how people don't really understand what V4 is, right?
Yeah.
And they don't understand that V4, to me, the best course builders were doing great courses in V3. V4 just makes it easier for the novices and the newer people to have it. It's equalized the game, in my opinion. But this guy said there are some courses like Pebble that are going to look unreal with the updated cloud rendering. Now, I wanted to ask this guy, do you know what the updated cloud rendering is? And explain that to me.
I'm struggling with cloud rendering.
Now, I'm assuming that someone said, hey, there's this cloud blender, which is the meshing and the cutting. But what we're doing in the cloud doesn't really make the courses look great. The blends are added in there, but
let me get this straight. Somebody told him cloud blender. He doesn't know what blender is. So he replaced blender with render and decided on his own that the cloud system in GSPro has been completely redone.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's so much just misunderstanding, and people chime in and this is going to be Pebble's these new cloud tools are just amazing. Pebble's just going to kill it. And and it's not like Pebble's going to be Unreal, but that's because Rusty Dave's going to make it Unreal.
That's because Rusty Dave is a hell of a damn good designer, and he's going to make it absolutely. When I read this, it's so funny where our brains are. There's a Discord chat on the OPCD Discord about I took my kid out riding a bike, and I think Bangini started the thread, and we're riding bikes. I took a picture of it, and all I could do was look at the grasses and the height and the colors and the sky color and everything, and I read this post, and all I can think about, you're going to laugh at this, was your process with bad sat imagery about using cloud rendering in Photoshop to create it.
It could be that too. I don't know. Oh yeah, the cloud rendering. How I did using the. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, the cloud rendering filter. If you got a bad sat and you want to you take a couple colors and blend them together and cloud render them to get this. That's all I could think about when I saw that.
Yeah, that's true too. So you want to take people like this, who's a top contributor, and you reply back and say, Tell me more about this updated cloud rendering.
Help me understand this. I'd like to know more. One of these days, by the way, someone's gonna post something. We're gonna talk about. They're gonna be like, dumbasses. I was kidding. We just posted to get you guys.
Yes. This is good.
I saw this one, and listen. I do not begrudge anybody wanting to play in the Masters and come by and play. Like, I think I as happy as can be, and I love this. My only thought on this was like, dude, bungees, just tighten the fucking screen down for at least, like, try something. Like, the only thing that would have made this one better would be if they had said, something like, hey, what's wrong with my course? It's all wavy.
Yeah, or like the people who say, yeah, I bought a 4090 desktop PC. I've got a BenQ 936 ST, and why is my image blurry? Well, what's your screen? Oh, I'm using a tablecloth.
Well, I feel like the guy is like, he's hung it up with like a couple of like paper clips.
I think it's zip ties.
It may be zip ties. I love our post. The guy is a great post, and he was really happy, and so I don't want to begrudge him his happiness. But please, for those of us that struggle with OCD, please tighten that screen up, okay?
or at least the one grommet you missed right here.
The one up there, correct? Yes,
the one you missed right there. That's not that one. Just get that one.
This one was great. I got it working.
Finally.
Can't figure out how to putt. He got what working?
Finally, but can't figure out how to... Details. Details, dude.
I'm glad you got it working. The little blue pill works really well. Now just figure out the putting.
I don't know. He probably paid $80 for it.
He probably did. He got some Wendy's cheeseburgers, double Dave's Dave singles. I love this. Who the hell just posts? I got it working.
The comments were probably gold on that one too. I didn't miss that one.
Well, and the best part was he probably had an earlier post having an issue,
right?
And so he's just following up like this is a chat channel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he's having a conversation on the phone with his buddies.
This guy belongs in Discord. I mean,
he does belong in Discord. What does $80 get me?
Sell me. What does $80 get me? Now, this next post was one where just the comments started coming out on the people that are struggling with GSPro. So this guy was like, yay, when I end up in the trees, I have a hard time getting back into the fairway. Any hints? And then you got Bull Pride, Mike Zielinski.
Oh, that's Bull Pride. Yeah, that is Bull Pride. Yeah,
that's Bull Pride. Who
I love Bull Pride. That dude is awesome.
Yeah. Who says, hey, just click and hold on the trees, which gives you the little perpendicular, line where you can find the colliders. And this guy's like, really? Can you show me a video of that? It's like, dude, all you have to do is click. Just click. And that's it. I mean, do I have to make a video? Just go and click around. That's all you got to do.
I like that he's like, I'm in the middle of a round. Just try it, dude.
Just trust me. But then,
by the way, Bull Pride is always in the middle of a round.
Yes. And then there were just a ton of other ones. Like this guy, I've taken a sim drop and it puts me in a shittier position. Is there something to that? I have a feeling what that guy was doing, he's probably hitting sim drop and just accepting.
Accepting it.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Like the big circle that comes up that lets you put your ball in, you can go anywhere in that circle.
Hey, you can't get a shittier. I mean, come on. And that just kept getting better, which was, this.
There's Pruitt right there. That's so awesome.
Pressing 5 or B will remove the objects. Like, they're no longer there. I can just hit through them now. Like, so now we can go
purely as a visual.
So I can just hit B and I can magically hit through trees now.
That's almost as good as having somebody sub for you, and you don't have to go to your league.
Yes. So,
but Pruitt, good question. Oh no, Pruitt didn't say that. Sorry, good question. It's visual, dude.
yeah, just it's visual. No, you can't all of a sudden just hit through the trees. Yeah.
Okay, don't go to the next one yet because we have one more. It may be inappropriate, and if somebody's offended, I'm sorry, but I found it. And I had to put it in here. Now, what I did is I'm gonna do, like, Steve needs to cue up some like reflection or confessional music here. So I'll confess, I am on TikTok. Okay.
Oh, so am I. My kids are on. Okay. My kids are like whatever my kids are on. I'm yeah.
Same. I'm on there because my kids are on there, and so I'm on there to make
TikTok has some like good instructional videos, honestly. But for golf,
you gotta find them, but they're there for golf. Yeah. For golf. Let's specify that. Okay, so I actually grabbed a couple of screenshots from a TikTok video that made me fall on the ground laughing. Okay, so it's a golf video, so it's gonna be. So we'll go to the first screen.
All right, so I'm gonna click once.
This is like every single Instagram girl.
I get these all the time.
Playing a mile, it's awesome. Like I don't know what world this is, but like, sign me up. Okay, great.
I get these all the time, and you know why?
Why?
My oldest daughter is 20 years old.
Okay.
So I watch her videos, which she's putting on TikTok and Instagram. My middle daughter she's going to be turning 18. So what do you think? Now I get all these teenage girls. TikTok, the algorithm
My daughter is
says,
7. Yep. My daughter is 17, and I watch her every time she posts something. I check it out and everything, and so I get all these exactly. So, but this video is a little different though. So this is the standard. Okay.
Caddyshank.
And and the next one is what's really at the course in real life.
Oh, jeez. What is? Wait.
There's a bit of a disconnect between what the girls on Instagram are.
The girls at my local course, yes. Jeez. Okay.
Okay, sorry. I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing on this one. So Parody Golf, thank you for posting that TikTok. You made me happy.
That is really funny. Yes, it is. I wouldn't put anything.
Okay. That's our show for today.
Yes, that is it. Yeah, that's it. Any closing remarks from you?
No, great courses. Thank you, everybody. Keep them coming. I will tell you, I'm really digging having 4 or 5 courses a week versus 20, so it's kind of fun.
I'll tell you what, it's with everything going V4 now, and this goes back, I think the courses have, and this is really a shout out to John, the architect, DPR, the magician, and Sting, the psychiatrist, is that the courses have, I think, elevated tremendously.
Agreed.
And I think we should very soon, with V4 coming. I think technically it's still beta, but it's like public beta now. I'm really curious to see when we get like the first. Have we had a complete 100% newbie V4 course yet?
You mean who's only starting, didn't do anything in V3, just started in V4 only? I don't think so. Yeah, I think everybody is. Yeah, I'd be curious to see who that first one is.
Yep.
And then the question is what comes next? And John's going to reach out and slap me for saying this: V5 or the newest version of Unity? Which one comes first in the hierarchy?
I'm not saying a word. I think the guy. I think he needs just a little break. Give him a break.
I think he deserves a break for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Although he won't take one.
No, he won't. No, he's going to work. He loves it. He's always working on it. He's coming with great stuff. So, and we appreciate everything he does.
Yep, it's amazing.
All of them. I will tell you, if you are a new designer and you're watching this and you're getting started with the V4, it's going to feel a little more complicated. Stick with it. Ask questions. Post on the Discord channel. We're all here to help you.
I don't think it will for them. I mean, they don't know what V3 was about. I don't think it's any more or any less. I think for people who did 1 or 2 V3 courses, then go to V4, I think that's worse than a person who's brand new just starting V4.
Okay.
My opinion.
Yeah. I found learning the different channels and how to navigate the channels and how they relate to blends. I found all that fairly complicated at the beginning. And now it all makes perfect sense, right? It just took a little time to absorb all that, but I hope you're right.
Yeah. I'll be curious when people get to my videos explaining how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
See if I'm as good as I think I am at videos, right? All right. Cool.
We're out.
We're out.
Have a good night. See everybody.
See you, everybody.
Bye.